So, if we can get our act together and find some way to, be on the side of the angels with enough,
Yeah.
to set this thing in clay in that direction, then, the good triumphs in the end.
Yeah. Well, I believe the good triumphs in the end, like that for sure. Some people think I'm a doom and gloom guy, but I really believe that the good triumphs. Let me tell you, I want to tell you a story based on this. Like there's an image in the Bible, technology, there's an image of technology in the Bible, right? It's basically, you find a narrative line in scripture about what technology and civilization is and how it works.
Yeah.
It finds corollaries in other cultures. Like it's not independent. It's not just this one thing. It looks like what the Greeks thought about technology too, and there's similar things. And so, right, the technology in scripture starts as a compensation for lack. So Cain kills his brother out of jealousy, and then God pushes him away, like excludes him from his presence. And that alienation from the presence of God, and the fact that he's alienated from other humans as well, from the other people, forces him to build a city. And so as soon as Cain is alienated, it says right away, the first thing he does is that he builds a city. And then in his line, all technology is in his descendants. So if you follow the genealogy in Genesis, you'll see that it's like his descendants build all the arts and all the technology. So music, tent making, like agriculture, and then also ultimately metal, which means weapons, right? Which means also weapons as well. So war making. And so you have this sense that, and then that leads to a crisis, and monsters. It leads to giants and monsters, and there are all these interesting traditions that are not in the Bible, but that talk about how in the time of Cain, they made alliances with these demons and then created hybrids and mixture and all kinds of kind of monstrosities, and also necromancy and everything. Because it's like people better start thinking about necromancy really fast, because people think that that's a silly thing. And necromancy is it's right there. It's like standing right in front of us right now. So we have to start thinking about these old things that nobody wanted to think about anymore. Anyways, that's a little parenthesis. So basically necromancy and all this kind of chaos, and also women putting on makeup also is that's part of the
yeah, okay, I get it.
Right, it's all comes together, right? Talk about Mammon and Aphrodite and all that. And that leads to the end of the world, right? It literally leads to the end of the world. The flood comes, everything is destroyed. But Noah uses science and technique to survive the flood. So God tells him how to build an ark that makes him survive the flood. So that's a little image of how it works. It's like technology seems to be based on lack and on, a kind of a demonic relationship. And then God saves it in the end and transforms it and redirects it towards the good, right? So then we see different iterations of that in scripture. For example, the tabernacle, the temple, all these images of like space, sacred space, that are modeled on the Garden of Eden, become a kind of technical supplement to the Garden of Eden, but a way to return back to the garden as well. So that falls all through the Bible. And then at the end of the Bible, in Revelation, there are two images of civilization and technology.